Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you for sharing your energy with me today. I am an energy intuitive and a psychic. I have 3 groups here. So this is a pick a card. So group 1 has a cat, group 2 has a bird, group 3 has the arrow. Just take what resonates with you. Pick the card that draws your attention and holds it. And that would be your main message. You can pick more than one group of cards. All my sessions are timeless, so whenever you find this, it's the right time for you. Don't try to make anything fit or force it in any way. If it's for you, it will resonate. And with that, let the magic begin. I'll start with group 1. Group 1, you have chosen the cat. And let's see what this card is here. Judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. Yeah, that's some enlightenment there. Okay, let's see. Oh, before I get any further, Spirit wants me to pull out an angel card and set it aside here and read it at the end. Okay, so let's just find out what angel number they want you to receive today. Judgment. You know, the cat too, you know, the cat has they're like in Egypt, they considered them as protectors, but also they're able to see through the veil. So cats are quite spiritual, actually. People think that they can see into the different dimensions. So, you know, sometimes you'll even see cats that are just like staring at the wall or just, you know, like a spot on the ceiling or whatever, and you just don't see anything there, but, you know, they can see through. So I think they're like highly intuitive or connected spiritually. You know what I mean? Cats are also they're like good hunters too. So they're whoa. Okay, that's way too many, Spirit. All right, Spirit, anytime here. Here we go. Look at that. New beginnings. Okay. New beginnings. Okay, let me put this aside. All right. So let's begin here. So the first card here, this is tarot. This is the tarot deck. Oh, 9 of Pentacles. And the Queen of Cups. You know, I'm going to say too, because the Queen of Cups is actually a very motherly, you know what, and cats can be very motherly, but yet independent. And they can be very ferocious too, because they're really good hunters. So, you know, I guess that goes well with the Queen of Cups, because in this deck here, you know, the Queen of Cups is like very insightful. They're you could be like really intuitive. You trust your intuition. You know, like you're not someone that you could be pushed around a lot, and you will defend the people that you care about. So you come out like your claws out is what I just heard. Okay, that's very good. Okay, in the 9 of Pentacles, like, you know, it's like all about feeling good and comfortable in your success at like where you are in life. You could be coming near the end of a project too. And maybe you're ready for a vacation or something. Like maybe it's time for you to be able to, like, you know, wrap up the projects that you had going, and it's now time for you to like find a sandy beach somewhere and just relax, or take the time to smell the flowers, you know, take the time to, you know, connect with nature even. You know, maybe this vacation that you need, or this rest period, you know, it's something that's been a long time coming. Okay, so, and then Shark, guidance of the shark. It's number 23 on this card. I am confident and stand proud in my power. And that's what I was just talking about, how you, you know, you're comfortable in your own skin. You're comfortable where you are in life right now. Okay, Spirit. So, you want one of these? They're asking me to bring out one of these. Look, Lost and Found. Cards here. So let's just see what we have here. These cards are pretty new, so they're very sticky. Friendship. Fairies and humans alike need friends. Now is the time to seek out those who will support and encourage you on your journey to fulfill your dreams. Over here. Okay. Okay. All right, Spirit. Purity on the bottom. Always trust in the purity of your heart. Look inside your heart, and when within it, you will find the answers to your question. Yeah, because you follow your intuition. Exactly, Spirit. Is there anything else here? Okay. Yeah, well, even the wisdom. Have you ever been told that you're wise beyond your years? Now is the time to call upon your inner fairy wisdom to help you with a challenge. Okay, let's see here. They're asking me to bring out one from this deck here. Sun is on the bottom. You know, look, she's sitting in a clam. This one's sitting in a bowl of water. Okay. Okay, these are new deck too. I haven't used them very often, so they're really sticky. Okay, Spirit. Ugh. You know, really listening to your intuition is really a really good place to be, because that means you believe in yourself, you trust yourself. You know, the judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. Yeah, so that, you know, you're not passing judgment on to others. Yeah. You know, like, you might be really connected to nature too, because I notice here, like, not just the clam in the water, but she's holding a little bird here, and then here she's reaching out for this little bird. And you know, these little birds are the same color even. You might be finding like little birds are approaching you, or kind of, you know, just hanging out and kind of watching you and whatnot. No, it's too many cards. Is it, Spirit? No, it's too many cards. Okay, just one card, Spirit. I think they want me to pull it out of the deck. The cards are too slippery. They can't get the cards out right. So they're, oh, these are like really hard to work with. All right, Spirit, just let me know when. Here. Then I'm going to pull this one out. And here. One from the top of the deck, one from the bottom. And on the bottom, the garden and the gate. Yeah, you know, there's a lot of flowers and birds going on here. So you might spend a lot of time in your garden. Wonder if that's what your project that you're wrapping up is. That you're, you know, you've getting it. The world, Spirit. The world's going to be at your feet. That's what I just heard. Look, and there's even flowers in this pond too. Woman holding a coin. Not even joking. Look. And you know, like, I keep seeing this shell, this oyster shell. I'm thinking about pearl in it, and how rare those pearls are. A woman holding a coin. Look, she's even got a black cat in there. Look at that. She has a cat with her. You might even have a cat, or like cats, or have owned cats before. So there's number 29 and 42. And number 23. there anything else in this deck, Spirit? I said no. Okay, so you want a couple of these. It's pretty cool that you picked the deck that for the cat, and then the cat came out. And there's, the water too, because, you have the shark in the sea, and then you have there could be something about the water. I'm going to look up that card. They're asking me to look up that card. So let me just do that before I go any further. Oh, I have no idea what any of these cards are here. So I'm going to look up that one. They're asking me to look that up. What deck is that? I think it's this deck here. 42. Oops. 42. Female connection in money, wealth, or value. The elegant dressed woman. Yeah, okay. This, when this card comes up upright in a woman's reading, it may refer to her directly and to a successful it may refer to her directly and to a successful endeavor regarding her own finances or health. And I was actually saying how this card here talks about how you're like finishing a project or something. This card may also signal a woman of support or assistance regarding these issues. She may give you financial advice or connect you with someone who does. This woman may be somebody who meet where you make your money. Or it may be a woman of wealth and value. Either way, this card is telling you to be on the lookout for helpful assistance or even the possibility of new love or friendship connected to a woman of wealth or business. That's interesting. Yeah, I think this person might be your better counterpart because, like, you see how the world is here and half of is in the light and half is in the dark. So it's like the balance of both. So this person might actually be your counterpart, like you're the opposite of you, but because you're the opposites, you would mesh well. Look, Jaguar. I don't know what the Jaguar means either. It's a brand new deck. I don't know why I'm using so many new decks. But... Okay, one more, Spirit. You want to go with Jaguar here. And another cat. I just realized another cat. Well, feline, because they don't come from the same bloodline, but... Okay, Spirit. They're asking me to take this one. Ashwakasha, maybe? I don't even know what that is. I have to look these up. I don't know what those mean. Okay, so Jaguar. Oh, good Lord. Oh, there we go. Jaguar. Hunting. Sometimes we hunt our own soul like an image to be examined and deciphered before releasing it back into the world. I'm telling you, that's your intuition. And then it comes right out under the Nine of Pentacles, and like that talks about all about finishing up a project and all that stuff. So that makes complete sense. Yeah. Yeah, they're saying here that the jaguar is one of the animals with the greatest shamanic powers. It embodies ferocity and self-confidence. It can kill an alligator, another feared predator, and hides in the river with a single bite. If the jaguar is our opponent, it represents danger, alert senses, and caution, and continuing if it's not our ally. But see, and that's where I was talking about, like the ferociousness of the hunting of a cat. And I said that in the very beginning, and that's what the jaguar stands for. Plus, I also said, like, here you're like a motherly type, and you know, you can push you for a little bit, but you know, once they step over that line, that boundary that you have, like once you step past that shell or whatever, or the line in the sand, then all claws come out. Exactly, Spirit. Beautiful. Okay, so a washka. I don't know how to say that. I'm sorry, I'm butchering that word. Okay, let's see here. Oh shoot, I don't know where to find that. Oh, look at that! I just opened it. Right. Okay, ancestors. Look at that, and then it comes right underneath friendships. Spirit. Okay, this one has a little bit more of a meaning. The Ashwakashka, I don't know, sorry, appears as an oracle. That is the question we must ask ourselves. Putting aside certain certainties and investigating our origins, we must often look back before being able to continue on our path beyond the past we remember. That's important to us in this life. Who is showing us the way and who speaks to us? Perhaps the most powerful of our ancestors doesn't even have a human conscience, yet they know us. Yeah, yeah, okay. Very good. Okay, so you want a card here. Let's see, what card do you want there, Spirit? So I'm pretty much out of decks here. Ah, I see. So they want a Truth Oracle card to come out. Here, okay. Truth Oracle. You know, she's really good. When you look at this card too, this woman's, oh my God, look. Serendipity, catalyst, and karma. Divine intervention. Roll the dice, take a chance. You know, I was thinking how, like, here she's refined, you know what I mean? Like, she's comfortable in her success. Wow, Spirit. Deep thinking. Remember, solve puzzles, code word. Yeah, so you're somebody that really does a lot of deep thinking, and you go into that quiet space within yourself, and you understand, you know. Okay, Spirit, is there anything else here you want this? Oh, okay, just the new beginnings, and then that is it. Okay, so let's find that book. Here we go. New beginnings. Oops. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. Can you feel the potential practicality vibrating off this card? There's so much problem solver energy wrapped in those lovely rings, swirling around and around in ever more powerful loops. This is a number of beginnings, of fresh starts, of cycles of creation. You are aligned with the infinite power of the universe, so dive into something beautiful. Your manifestation powers are at a peak right now. Even when you feel alone, remember your connection to the infinite. And you know, like, it was even talking about, like, the round and round, but then you have the earth here, you have the round ring over here, and even this is semicircular, you know what I mean? And then you even have here, there's a circular thing here. So you might be seeing a lot of like circles and shapes and stuff. I don't really know what that's about, but you know, because you know, like time is circular. Like they say it's linear, but it isn't. It's actually circular. So okay. So in the upright, it says incredible creative potential, originality, new beginnings in imagination, connection to everything on a spiritual level, inspiring new people to be entering your life. You know, and it even has the friendships here. Goddess energy flows to and through me. That's what the new beginnings is. Okay, so that's all we have for group 1. So I hope this is helpful, and have a good day. Welcome, group 2. You've chosen the bird. And let's see what this card is here. Surrender. I can release my need to control. Okay. You know, and the bird, it represents to me of freedom. And, you know, they say that birds are messengers from spirit. So maybe you're surrendering. Okay. The Ace of Knives. You know, you might have had like an aha moment, especially with this surrender here. Like, I think you might have had like a moment where you're just like, oh, now it all makes sense. Oh, I get it now. Or, you know, like maybe it was those thoughts too, because the Ace of Knives also speaks about the thought processes in the mind, like the brain power. Yeah, I think you had some sudden clarity on something with the Ace of Knives there. Cut through all the BS I heard. Ace of Pentacles. Oh, the Ace of Pentacles. That's oh shoot, I'm sorry. Spirit actually had me pull out it for the group 1 angel number, so they want me to do that here, so they asked me to stop. You know, the Ace of Pentacles represents money, new beginnings, oh, that's just too many cards, Spirit. Just one, Spirit. You know, the Ace of Pentacles also represents, like, you know, maybe you might have to do a little bit of prep work for something that, for this idea, maybe this sudden clarity. I wanted to say epiphany. You had an epiphany. It could be something that you might have to do a little preparation for a future project or a future goal or something. Laying the groundwork, I heard. Laying the groundwork for something for the future. So we'll see. Okay. You know, and I do notice that there's like vines all wrapped around this knife. And then also there's vines all wrapped around the hands that are holding this pentacle. You know, but the pentacles do, you know, speak about like earthly things as well. So, okay, Spirit. They're asking me to cut this one. I don't know why, but self-love. Look at that. 2255. Maybe this has been maybe that's what your epiphany, maybe that's what that clarity that you received. Maybe that's what that is about. Maybe it's the self-love. You know, because like the butterfly too is like going through all that change and going through the process of the change. Okay, so I'll read that card at the end. So back deck here. Oh, giraffe. Number 36. I expand my consciousness and see beyond my daydreams. Oh, I wonder if that's what your clarity has been. Okay, they're asking me just to move this aside. They're going to have me put a different card over here. So let me lose some light here. Hold on. Alrighty. Okay. I expand my consciousness and see beyond my daydreams. See, and this is like also the giraffe, like because they can see further ahead than most animals, like they can see over the bushes and the trees and all that, because this big long neck, they have this view that other people don't get. So it's almost like they're looking further down the road, just like when they were talking about here, that maybe it's something that you might have to prepare for or do some prep work or lay some kind of foundation or groundwork even for something that's going to come further down the line. You know what I mean? And it's a heavy air sign here too, because the Ace of Knives is like the swords in the tarot deck. So, you know, no, that's an air sign. And then the giraffe is also an air sign. Fairy spotting. It is time to go fairy spotting. It said that seeing is believing, but in fact, the opposite is true. Believing is seeing. Maybe that's what your epiphany or your clarity or something. Because you had like some kind of aha moment. And then it's here, inner child's on the bottom. The fairies of playfulness remind you to make time to embrace your inner child, playing, keeping us young at heart. Do something silly and fun, but stay safe. Okay, let's move on. See here. So this one here. They're asking me to bring out a couple from this deck here. On the bottom. Yeah, the bottom is actually the garden and the gate. You know, there's a lot about the garden here, flowers and stuff. I don't know what's going on. The last reading had a lot about flowers and garden too. You know, this could actually be, I mean, this could be like the second choice or your first choice. I don't know. Contract. Contract. And then the next one came up, indecision. Okay, so maybe it has something to do with some kind of contract. And then it says like door to romance on the bottom. But it has the bird cage here, and you picked the bird. So now I'm starting to, and you know, like the bird represents like freedom. You know, it does have a heart here with a keyhole in it. Maybe, your heart is locked away, or somebody feels like they have the key to it or something. I don't know what that's about here. I'm just going to leave this out here because I think this might have something to do because the bird, and then the bird cage came out, but there's like hearts, and then the hearts actually are like bird wings, or are they butterflies? I'm not sure what they're trying to make those look like. Just hearts flying around, I guess. Yeah, your indecision is go this way or that way. You know, there's a lot of red here coming out too, because these flowers are red. There, you know, there's a lot of red in here. There's a lot of red in this card. You know, I'm not really sure. I wonder if that has to do with your root chakra or something. You're not, you know, with this prep work, maybe maybe you need to figure out some kind of foundation or something, or review a contract, or you had an epiphany, like, because she's got the blindfold on, like she's not seeing something. I'm going to just look at that. I just want to quickly read number 6. There's something there that they keep pulling me towards to see. I don't know what they want me to look at here. Okay, I'm just going to read. It says partnership or legal commitment. So it could be a partnership, and that's why, like, there's a door to romance here, and you have this indecision about it, but for some reason you have some kind of epiphany. I'm not really sure what this is about. It says this card shows a contract in the background ready to be signed, indicating a commitment, connection of some sort. This union may be a business deal, the sale of a home, a new job, or even commitment in marriage. Yeah, and I was kind of thinking about that. I wonder if it's signing a marriage license or something, and you're going by blind faith, maybe. Let's finish reading this. Whenever the connection, this card is more than a casual agreement. It's usually something that requires a document that's binding, at least for the time being. The scales of justice also indicate that if a legal action is underway, it is likely to turn out in your favor. This card shines a light on potential new opportunities, so remain aware and receptive to what may be coming your way. And I did say that the Ace of Pentacles is like a new beginning, and that you might need to, like, buckle down and do some kind of preparation for the future. And maybe that's what this is. Like, maybe with this indecision. Okay, they're telling me just there's something here that they want me to read to you. I don't know what that could be. Okay, what choice to make? Well, we know that, because obviously this card makes the presence of 2 or more possible choices in your life. It shows you anxiously looking at 2 roads, wondering which would be the better choice. But see, this also comes out above it, which is like you have some kind of aha moment. So if you're having an aha moment about this indecision, then maybe you're going to accept this marriage proposal or something. Okay, oops, I missed here. Which would be, oh yeah, okay. Yet you are standing still, feeling confused by the ups and downs, emotions at your present indecision. You should spend days, months, or even years in this back and forth energy, all the while feeling your focus and your life force energy draining away. This indecision creates a paralysis of will, one that can keep you stuck while you're waiting to be certain about the results of your choice. It's time to let go of the analysis and self-doubt that have been keeping you stuck. Meditate on your options and see where your guides guide you. Consider which direction resonates with you most, both in the process and in the goal. Follow your heart and make the honoring choice. And that's why I think you had this aha moment, and that's why there's so much red, because it's talking about, you know, like that passion, that romance even. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's what it is. You're making some kind of decision, and then, like, you know, you're using your self-love for yourself. That's what all that change is. You had to go through all this to figure it out. Okay. All right. So what else, Spirit? A couple of these here. Threshold. Yeah, like you're right on that threshold. You're right on the edge of making that decision, that because of that aha moment, that clarity. You found something's giving you some kind of clarity. You know, maybe you feel like if you go into this marriage, you're going to be caged like a bird. But, you know, maybe you're just realizing, like, you know, the marriage might be like a cage, but you're still free. You know what I mean? Like, you're still free to fly when you need to fly. And, you know, like, marriage doesn't have to be like, well, the wolf. You know what? And I just got the funny little pun here because they're like, take that card. And I'm like, oh, it's kind of a weird card. But then I see this and I'm thinking Little Red Riding Hood in the woods with her basket. And then the big bad wolf. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know what the wolf represents. We're going to have to look that up. But wolves are about family. They're protectors. Call of the Wild, you know, like they're you know, and his, like, on the wolf's head there, it's third eye, like right here, its third eye is like wide open there, and it's like it's communicating, like the communication is coming from this individual here. Okay, is there another card here, Spirit? Keep telling me, look on the bottom. Dream. You know, and you see, like, it has this, like, string. Is that tied to her finger? It's literally tied to her finger. Yeah, I'm not really exactly sure what these cards... I'm going to look these up quickly because this is a new deck and I'm not familiar with them. So we have Wolf. They're not numbered either. I don't even... They're not even in alphabetical order. So it's like a... I don't know. I don't know. I wish they would just... I wish all people that make these cards would, from this day forward, number them. It just makes it so much easier. Okay. So the key word for the wolf is inner guidance. Yeah, that's that clarity that you figured out. Yeah, because like here, this where she's blindfolded here, because you're not going to be able to see, you know, that's something you have to find within you. You know, those answers when it comes to like accepting. Yeah, and that's why the surrender's here, because maybe you feel like you're going to lose control over your life and you're going to be in this cage, or you're going to be caged. But, you know, because you picked the bird, you know, you're going to be free. I mean, the cage is just basically going to be your home. Because there's even like, though there's a keyhole with the heart here, there's a key that's hanging right on the cage. Okay, so what does it want here? Okay, so the medicine of the wolf asks us to accept limits, to observe lives without wanting to subjugate or demonetize them. It asks us to prepare for the journey toward wild essence, smell the air, sing in the dark, set forth. That's not doing something for the future. Maybe it's, you know, this marriage. Okay, so dream. Let's see if I can find that. I mean, there's a whole blurby blur, but Spirit just had me read the little thing down here that they don't want me to read all of it. They usually will pull out like a sentence or something if they want me, but they didn't for this one. So, how do I find that? It's really hard to find that. Yeah, and the threshold card that came out says the threshold changes us. It becomes smaller or larger in it. We remember that every end is a beginning, just like the pentacle was a beginning. Okay. Let's see here. It's the wolf. Can't find it. Good grief. Oh, I missed it somewhere along here. See what I mean? Like it's really hard to find. Oh, there it is. Inner guidance. Oh, I already did the wolf. My goodness, I was doing dream. That's probably why I couldn't find it. Oh, there we go. Looking for the wrong one. Become something else. And it comes right underneath fairy spotting. It's time to go fairy spotting. It said that seeing is believing, but in fact, the opposite is true. Believing is seeing. And then the dream card here is becoming something else. Yeah, because, you know, if you get married, you're going to become like Mr. or Mrs. So-and-so or Mr. So-and-so, whatever. To dream is to be amazed, to enter into a language we didn't know how to master, and that puts our history into a completely different order. Open the eyes of your mind and change yourself to return to everyday life with different knowledge. Believe that you can be something else. Yeah, there's something that's going on about your thought processes, because the Ace of Knives keeps coming out, you know, about that aha moment, that clarity that you've figured out. Maybe you were just like getting caught up in like, maybe you had like some kind of dream and it kind of freaked you out or something. Okay, spirits, what do you want here? Okay, so you want me at the Truth Oracle here? They want me to bring out a couple cards for here. Okay, Spirit. Oh, good grief. What's going on here? It's really damp today, so the cards are stickier than usual. Yeah, because it's saying here, like, the guidance of the giraffe. And you know what? 336, it could also be 9. And 9 is like the ending of something. But this is like this is the beginning. So ascending, level up, promotion, progress. Yeah, because here I expand my consciousness and see beyond my daydreams. And then this one here is also talking about seeing beyond your dreams. I think that's what that said. Oh. I'm all off today. I don't know what's going on here. Just dream. Double check that. Why? Why? That's all I can say. This book is messing with my flow. Okay, so where's that dream card? Good grief. Should have marked the page. I think it was back here. Oh, there it is. Nope, that's a drum. Oh, Lord. There it is. Becoming something else. To dream is to be amazed. To enter into a language we didn't know how to master. And that puts our history into a completely different order. Open the eyes of your mind and change yourself to return to everyday life. Yeah, because, you know, they're talking about all these daydreams. So maybe that's what the aha moment was. Maybe you're just like doing a lot of daydreaming and thinking of all the worst case scenarios or something. Okay, so what's, oh, ascending spirit. Which one do you want to go with ascending here? So there's progress. So you've made some kind of decisions. So now you just need to, you know, do some kind of work for something for the future. I don't know what that is. Some kind of groundwork or something. Look, use your intuition, your sixth sense, your intuition, your subconscious. That's what they're talking about. You know, because it even has your subconscious here and your consciousness. So the two of them, like, because this is like what goes on in your dream is in your subconscious, right? Okay. What else, Spirit? The 225. Let's see what they want here for the self-love. Okay. 2255. Could be seeing a lot of 2s and 5s as well. Things may have been feeling a little out of whack lately. Balance is the key. Look, and she's even has the scales for the balance. Spirit. Balance is the key at this point in your life. Also the key for that cage. You will need to put in the work now to set yourself up for success in the future. And I kept saying that. That you need to work on something for the future, Spirit. Funny. Take the initiative and make some positive changes in your life. Evaluate whether the focus should be on a physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual level and shake things up. Okay. Instigating changes to rebalance. Taking initiative, being a driving force in your narrative. Being nice to yourself and accept help and offering assistance in return. Your affirmation is, I make space for myself and my needs. Oh, very good, Spirit. Well, I hope this has been really helpful to you, and I hope this helps guide you and just kind of gives you confirmation of wherever you are in your life. And I hope you have a good day. So I'm going to move on to group 3. Welcome, group 3. You've chosen the arrow. Now the arrow, the arrow for me, it's like something, you're either pointing the arrow at something, like you're focused on something, or something is coming towards you. Okay, so let's see what this card here that you chose, this pile here. Relationships. I'm attracted to those people who serve my higher good. Okay. I'm attracted to those. Okay, so that kind of, you know, gives me that same vibe that, you know, you're focused on something. Okay, let me see here. What's going on here? The Page of Knives. The Page of Knives, like that is, you're somebody that is very truthful. You know, you're like honest to a fault almost. And I think people probably would be offended by you, like your honesty could probably trigger people. You know, and you could become the target because of that. You know, a lot of people don't like hearing the truth. And if you're a truth speaker, then that could be a problem for you. Well, actually, it's not really your problem. It's their problem. It's not a me problem. It's a you problem. You know what I mean? Not you, but I mean a them problem. Not a you problem, but a them problem is what I'm trying to say. And you know, the thing is, because like when you're like a truth speaker too, like you tend to notice things that most people don't notice. So you might have a lot of, I heard embarrassing secrets about people. You might have knowledge about people that they don't want you to know. And that's what could make you a target too, right? Ooh, 7 of Knives. Yeah. And the 7 of Knives also, like this, all these colors here are about emotions. You know, you have your root, your sacral, and your solar, like those colors. either because this card all talks about the honesty and the truth, and like the memory of like an elephant, that you can like hold all these secrets of people, I suppose, of things that you've observed over the years. But this here speaks about the opposite of that, secrecy. Something, either you're hiding something from someone, you're not acknowledging it within you, or someone is deceiving you in some way. It might be something you might need to figure out. Maybe this reading will help with that. So then we have jellyfish, number 15. The guidance of the jellyfish. I let go of control and ease my way forward. I go with the flow of life and trust the unfolding. Okay, so you must be an easygoing person for the most part. Oh, shoot, I did it again. They had asked me to bring out an angel number for you from the very beginning, and I forgot to do that. So let me just get that started here. Okay, so I'm just going to set this aside and read it at the end. It'll be some fun. Oh, do you want that one? Choices. I think this might be some kind of choice that you have to make. Choices. With this arrow too, I just keep thinking that something is directed at you. And then, I noticed that, you have the arrow, and then you also have the bullseye. Well, I'm calling it a bullseye anyhow. And see, this is like the fabric of life. So it's like, it's all intertwined, right? Whoever this individual is to you, but where it says here that you're only attracted to those who serve your higher good, maybe you had to make these choices to release this individual from your life. You couldn't deal with the not having the honesty or something. Oh, and on the bottom it actually says, look, authenticity. It was actually in reverse. So again, whoever this is, this individual that you're dealing with, that you're making these choices about, this individual is not being authentic with you. They're not being honest with you. They're hiding something from you. I don't know what's being hidden. And here you're just going along, in the flow, right? Or maybe they're the ones that are just going along in the flow. They're just like, breezing in and out, like with the tide. They come and then they leave, and then they come and they leave, and you know what I mean? Like, it's, yeah. Maybe every time you speak your truth to them, they leave, and then the tide brings them back in. But this talks a lot about the emotions, this card, for me, like the colors in it. Okay, so this is the next one here. Believe in magic. Open your eyes and see the magic that's all around in nature. The fairy of the northern lights says you are part of nature, so you are magical too. All right, let's see what we have here. Ooh. Oh, look at that, friendship. And that came out in the first reading too. Fairies and humans alike need friends. Now is the time to seek out those who will support and encourage you on your journey to fulfill your dreams. Just like, this choice that we were talking about here. All right, Spirit. Look, and then healing on the bottom. Now is a time for you to give or receive healing. Everyone has a natural ability to heal others. Yes, even you. I think that you've been a target of whatever this individual that's part of your life here, but yeah, healing. When you're dealing with relationships, it's a lot. There's a lot of healing that needs to be done when things don't work out. But I think this person, they're They're being dishonest with you all the time, and you're catching them in that, and you're throwing that honesty in their face because you remember everything, because you got that memory of an elephant. All those, you know, things that you've observed and, you know, you didn't, well, because you have a strategy. Look, you log everything. You have like this journal in your head. I'm telling you. That's what's going on here. You don't forget, or oh, look, and there's envy too. Well, but you'll have victory. Yeah, I don't know what that envy is about. Maybe you've started new friendships, and there's now this is coming back, creating some kind of, you know, they're envying whatever you have situated in your life. You know, sometimes people just can't stand others to be happy. Maybe that's what's going on with the individuals that you've had. Psychicjane? I don't know. I don't even know what that is. Okay. All right, Spirit. All right. What do you want to come out here under this? Something hiding from you. Or you're hiding. Maybe you're hiding this new friendship that you have started. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Spirit. We're ready for a couple cards here. If you could just spit a few out. They want me to cut it. Let's do that. That came out in the other deck too. And the other reading too. Okay. Oh, look, Anaconda. You know, this one is talks about experience. I can't remember what this one is. This, I think, is a knowledge or something. Okay, let me look this one up quickly here. There we go. Ancestors. There we go. Okay, so the ancestors appears in an oracle. That is the question we must ask ourselves. Put aside certainties and investigating our origins. We must often look back before able to continue on our path beyond the past we remember. And that's what I was talking about. Like, you have that memory of an elephant, and you know, you have this all logged in your brain. You have that all, like, because you don't forget things. So you're looking back in the past and being like, yeah, well, look how this individual has treated me. It could be why this knowledge, because I'm pretty sure that's what this card is about. Let me see here. Let me find it. Experience, yeah. So you've experienced this over and over and over. Okay, when we encounter the anaconda and the oracle, we must evaluate the weight of our experience to turn to someone we consider wise, knowledgeable, and astute. And you're probably using friends to help you navigate the issues with this relationship that's going on here. Okay, so they're going to have me pull out a couple truth oracle here to assist with I let go of control and ease my way forward. Yeah. Pretty sure that's what's going on here. You're just trying to go with the flow. Look, home, refuge, belong, and haven. Yeah. Just like a jellyfish is at home in the sea. Like they just, they count on the sea to, carry them to their food and help them travel wherever they need to go. They just kind of go with the flow. And home, this is where your haven is too. Like, this is where you're most comfortable, just like a jellyfish is most comfortable. Because once they get washed up on a beach, then they're just useless. They can't do anything to reconcile. Look, and it's in reverse. Look, repair, cure, understand, concession. Nope, it's in reverse. You are not going to reconcile with whatever. Yeah, this is some kind of relationship issue that you've figured your way out of it. 12-12, your choices. See what your choices are. Yeah, on the bottom of this deck here, the Truth Oracle Street is on the bottom. It says circulation, sports, and exhibit. Maybe that you feel like, this person has always like, because they're always like lying or whatever, or hiding things, that you always feel like you're in this like glass house and you're always trying to, your business is always in everybody else's business, because you have to keep stopping and using, going to your friends and being like, okay, am I seeing this wrong? Am I like confusing this? And then you have that healing card. So yeah, you have this all figured out. So let's go here. 12-12 choices here. Let's see what choices means. 12-12. You have been consumed by inner conflict and need to address it before it causes damage. Self-doubt and insecurities may be holding you back from making major growth moves. Turn your attention toward making real positive change and choices for your mental health. Actively put your own needs first. Overwork leading to energy drain. Call to put yourself first and resolve lingering inner conflict and addressing insecurity and self-doubt. That's that healing, see? And the affirmation, putting myself and my mental health first is never selfish. Very good, Spirit. They're asking me just to quickly look up the anaconda. I think I already read that, though. Why did they ask me to bring that up again? Okay, here we go. Oh, okay. I think this is why. It says here, it slithers into the river, incarnates it, plans its attack, and studies the territory, thereby surprising and reaching its prey at exactly the right moment. Thanks to its colors, it can camouflage itself with water and mud, where it lives and travels alone. It is a key animal in the shamanic traditions of the Amazon. Yeah, so I think that the person that you've been dealing with has been like slithering in and out. That's like I'm saying, like they, you speak the truth to them and then they go away and then they come back and then they go, but they're always like camouflaging their next round of attack on you. And that's probably why you're standing here with this knife, like you're on guard, you're ready, you have your truth in hand and you're ready to cut through all the bull. That's what I just heard. Okay, with this, I hope this has been helpful for you and it has helped you to, and also this is like the third eye, and then here on the snake has the third eye. That's that using that inner wisdom. And look, even her third eye is a little lit up there. Okay, so I hope this has been helpful for you. And thank you, Spirit, for bringing all these beautiful messages. And I hope this helps the collective in some way, somehow, gives some kind of guidance. And with that, have a good day.